People often assume that dinosaurs were sluggish, bloodthirsty monsters, but this is far from the truth. Dinosauria is a clade within reptilia that evolved in the Triassic period between 243 and 233 million years ago. They became the top land vertebrates after the Triassic-Jurassic mass extinction. The non-avian dinosaurs went on throughout the Jurassic into the Cretaceous. Then, they all went extinct in the KT mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous. The avian dinosaurs, however, survived. They still live amongst us today as birds. When the first dinosaurs were discovered, before the term dinosaur even existed, scientists thought that dinosaurs were sluggish and cold-blooded. Decades later, scientists now think dinosaurs were warm-blooded, active animals. Most people think that all dinosaurs were big. This is because bigger bones are more likely to fossilize well, but there were still many small dinosaurs, like Compsognathus. Dinosaurs have some notable characterizations, some of them being the presence of a flang on the upper arm bone that held powerful muscles, 3 or fewer finger bones in the fourth finger, 3 or more fixed vertebrae to the hip bones. Long before the term dinosaur, dinosaur bones were already discovered. In ancient China, people thought that dinosaur bones were those of dragons. In ancient Europe, people thought that the bones belonged to mythical creatures. Robert Plot described the first fossil that is now identified as a dinosaur in his book, The Natural History of Oxford. He identified the bone as a femur, giving it the name Scrotum humanum because he thought it looked like a human testicle. The first real dinosaur to ever be classified was Megalosaurus. It was described by William Buckland in 1824. Then, in 1842, the classification of Dinosauria became the new norm. In 1867, the so-called Bone Wars began. Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh were the two rivals, both wanting to find and describe more dinosaurs than the other. Because they wanted to do this as fast as possible, some dinosaurs that they described are now invalid. In 1969, when Deinonychus was discovered and described, the dinosaur renaissance began because Deinonychus was probably warm-blooded. This sparked interest into a lot of scientists. Vertebrate paleontology was now a global science. Dinosauria is a clade within Archosauria, the group that also includes crocodilians. The legs of dinosaurs extend right beneath their body, whereas the legs of lizards and crocodiles are sprawled. Dinosauria is the sister taxon of Pterosauria. These two groups are often clashed together, but this should not be the case. Pterosaurs are close relatives of dinosaurs, but not dinosaurs themselves. Dinosauria has 7 main clades. Theropoda, bipeds, mostly carnivorous. Sauropodomorpha, long necks, herbivorous. Stegosauria, herbivorous, spiked/plated. Ankylosauria, herbivorous, armored. Ornithopoda, herbivorous, bipedal and quadrupedal at the same time. Ceratopsia, herbivorous, head ornamentations. And Pachycephalosauria, herbivorous and dome-headed. Theropods and sauropodomorphs were saurischians, lizard-hipped, and stegosaurs, ankylosaurs, ornithopods, ceratopsians, and pachycephalosaurs were ornithischians, bird-hipped. I've made some other videos about this topic, so check them out if you want to. The average theropod size is 100 to 1,000 kilograms. That is quite low if you look at Tyrannosaurus, for example. The average dinosaur size in general is between 1 and 10 metric tons. Some dinosaurs were good parents. Maiasaura was found with a clutch of eggs and babies that belonged to the individual. Oviraptorosaurs have been found nesting on their eggs. Overall, dinosaurs were not that bad of parents. Mating is an essential aspect in nature. All animals have to do it to pass on their genes. Dinosaurs needed to do that too, but how did they do it? Theropod. Theropod scratch marks have been found. The scratches look almost identical to the ones that birds make when they do a mating dance, so it's plausible that some theropods used the same technique. Tyrannosaur skulls also show bite marks from other tyrannosaurs, which is probably a sign of intraspecific combat for mates. Ceratopsia. Ceratopsian males probably had elaborate frills to impress females. Scratch marks on the skulls of ceratopsians also suggest that they used their horns for intraspecific combat. Stegosauria. Stegosaur males would have had more colorful plates and spikes than females. Pachycephalosauria. Pachycephalosaurs could have had participated in intraspecific combat. Ankylosauria and Sauropodomorpha. Ankylosaurus and Sauropodomorphs probably didn't have any sexual dimorphism. Ornithopoda. Lambeosaurans were dinosaurs with peculiar and fascinating crests. These were probably used for vocalization and display. Dinosaurs had a cloaca, an organ that all reptiles and birds possess today. Some dinosaurs had feathers, including birds, of course. These could be colorful and useful. They could be used for mating and other purposes like steering and regulating body temperature. Some dinosaurs probably also possessed soft tissue ornaments like keratin-sheeted horns and meaty flaps. Well, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat longer video. See you later. Bye!